The 2025 Formula One season began with high expectations for Max Verstappen. After an incredible 2024 campaign where he clinched his fourth World Championship title, all eyes were on the Dutch driver to continue his dominance. He was set to reaffirm his legacy as one of the greatest drivers in the history of the sport. However, what was supposed to be another year of Verstappen's reign has quickly spiraled into something much more unexpected, a crisis that is shaking the foundations of the Red Bull racing team. At the Bahrain Grand Prix, Verstappen, who had been almost untouchable in recent seasons, was a shell of his former self. Finishing more than half a minute behind the winner, Oscar Piastri, it became clear that something was terribly wrong. The Red Bull car, once a finely tuned machine capable of securing victories with ease, was no longer performing at the level it once had. Verstappen himself admitted that the handling of the RB21 had become increasingly difficult, and it was no longer the dominant car it once was. This marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that was filled with uncertainty and tension for both Verstappen and Red Bull. As the season has progressed, it's become more apparent that the struggles go beyond just the car's performance. The entire Red Bull operation seems to be unraveling, and Verstappen's frustration is mounting. Pit stops are slower than expected, strategic calls are being questioned, and there's a growing sense that the team no longer operates with the precision that once made them the most successful team in Formula One. But perhaps the most alarming aspect of this crisis is Verstappen's relationship with the team, especially with the people who are supposed to get the car back to the level it needs to be. For years, Verstappen and Red Bull have been inseparable. The team was built around him, with every aerodynamic tweak and suspension adjustment made to accommodate his exacting standards. Verstappen's success has been intrinsically tied to Red Bull's philosophy, and for nearly a decade, the synergy between the driver and the car was a dominant force in Formula One. However, the 2025 season has exposed significant cracks in this relationship, and Verstappen has been increasingly vocal about his frustrations with the team's development pace. Max's concerns have centered around one key issue: the development of the car. Verstappen feels that the team is falling behind, trying to fix issues they should have resolved last season. He's made it clear that he's not happy with how things are progressing, and the pressure is mounting. Despite being one of the best drivers on the grid, even Verstappen is starting to find it difficult to extract the same performance from the car that he once did. But this isn't just about performance, it's about the team as a whole. For years, Red Bull was a well-oiled machine. Their precision, reliability, and ability to execute perfect strategies made them the team to beat. But now, that once infamous level of execution is starting to falter. Verstappen can no longer rely on flawless pit stops or perfect race strategies. The cracks in the team's operation are becoming more and more apparent with every race. And with McLaren rising to the occasion as a serious title contender, the pressure on Red Bull to respond is greater than ever. But the tension at Red Bull goes beyond just the car and the performance issues. It's also about the people in charge of making the decisions. With Adrian Newey, the team's chief technical officer, expected to leave Red Bull in the coming years, Verstappen's frustrations have only intensified. Newey's departure marks the end of an era for Red Bull, and Verstappen has expressed concern over the future of the team without his expertise. As the person who has designed every Red Bull car that Verstappen has driven, Newey has been a key figure in Verstappen's success. Now, without his guidance, Verstappen is facing the difficult reality of leading a team that is struggling to maintain the same level of success. But Verstappen is not the only one feeling the heat. Yuki Tsunoda, Verstappen's teammate for the 2025 season, made a revealing comment during a simulator test. Tsunoda had the opportunity to experience Verstappen's setup, a configuration that has long been associated with Verstappen's precise and aggressive driving style. Tsunoda, known for his adaptability, was surprisingly comfortable with Verstappen's setup. This revelation speaks volumes about the challenges Verstappen is facing. The car, despite being fast, is no longer a perfect match for Verstappen's driving style. Even his preferred setups aren't delivering the results he is used to. The experience highlights the bigger issue at hand. Red Bull's technical struggles are not just about the car itself, but the philosophy behind it. For years, Red Bull has been the epitome of technical excellence. Their cars were finely tuned machines, built to fit Verstappen's exacting preferences, but with the RB21 failing to deliver, it's clear that the team's once impressive focus on precision is no longer enough. The gap between Red Bull and its competitors, especially McLaren, is widening, and Verstappen is left in the difficult position of trying to extract performance from a car that is no longer at the top of its game. The question that looms over the entire Red Bull operation is whether or not the team can turn things around in time to save Verstappen's title hopes. The 2025 season is still young, but as each race passes, the signs are growing that Red Bull is falling behind. Verstappen's frustration is mounting, and with the looming introduction of new technical regulations in 2026, Red Bull's future is uncertain. If the team cannot get its act together, Verstappen may find himself fighting